Hello YouTube, this is Gordon Fan 291. This is the INORL Coke Vanilla Cup Series, race 32. Whoa, my bad, 33 from Atlanta. 4 races left and Tony Hurd has a commanding 113-point lead over Gene Sanford. On the pole is her brother Henry Sanford, who has managed to sweep the poles at Atlanta this year. Eric Burns starting alongside. Top chaser is Mary Shelley starting in 6th. Adam Derrickson trying for 3 in a row, a mark that has not been eclipsed yet, which would also, if he does manage that task, would actually be, or would tie him for most wins in the season with Austin Oga and Kyle Austin. The 30 has 3 wins, but only 2 of them with Tony Hurd, and 1 was with Bub Phillips behind the wheel. Austin Oga starting in 8th. Where does Tony Hurd and Gene Sanford start? Tony starts 37th. Gene starts alongside in 38th.
Start your engines!
As you heard the command there underneath me a little bit, maybe, or above me. The drivers within a race are of Tony Hurd are Gene Sanford, Aaron Smith, Austin Oga, Jeff James, and Steve Pollard. As it looks like everyone gets rolling off A-OK. It's once again 33 laps. Steve Pollard, who's rolling off towards the back of this field. There you see him right there, Steve Pollard, starting in 34th spot here today. Trying for the season sweep, and he really could use it because he comes into the race 147 points back. And silly season in full swing. Kyle Austin it was announced today that he has inked a deal for season 2 with JGR to drive the number 20, and Adam Derrickson has inked a deal to move from Brett Bodine Racing over to Hendrick Motorsports in the number 25 Ditech car. That's the primary sponsor that we are hearing. Those deals coming out today, so yeah, John Wilson gonna have to look for a new team at season's end. Also, Trucks and Nationwide Series being announced as well, as the green flag is out now. Vitaly Nikolaev, biggest name in the Cup Series, announced for that. He will move over to Trucks, as he will not be returning to Cup Series at season's end. Big lead for Henry Sanford as they go down the back straightaway, though. All 42 cars take the green flag. They're 3 wide for second. So Henry Sanford will lead lap 1. Very close battle there for second as they're 3 by 3. 4 wide almost. Drew Austin backs out of it. So now David Burton clears that battle and will try and chase down the race leader. Vito Corleone was very fast in practice. Looks underneath Jerry Shelley for 3rd place on the racetrack. Oh, I heard scraping. Big wreck. Tony Hurd's in the middle of it. Drew Austin. Stephen Paul the third's in it. And apparently the leader's taking the caution flag there. Henry Sanford taking this opportunity to pit, as does David Burton. So far, no one appears to be staying out. See, Henry Sanford's got the opportunity here. He's got the only pit stall on asphalt. Everyone else has got on concrete here. Jake Williams is off. So is Jerry Shelley. Hegdahl. Big loss on pit road for Henry Sanford. Comes in first and is going to leave like 10th. So now we get to try and dissect what happened here. James Shelley involved. We'll take you back to see what happened. And we're back. Here's the first person to go around. There were 4 wide coming off the corner, and Austin Oga just gets squeezed. Derrickson in his pursuit for 3 in a row. Oh, the good news for Tony is Gene Sanford's in the middle of it as well. How about Aaron Smith? He's got damage. Jeff James, he's got heavy damage. And Steve Pollard has some damage. So all the guys that Tony are trying to chase down Tony getting involved in this one. So what could have been bad ends up being not so bad. We'll take you back to the green flag. Jake Williams winning the race off pit road. Back, lights out on the pace car. We'll be getting the green flag here on lap 8. So 7 laps complete. Drivers out of the race are Jeff James, Sky Commons, Danny Everett, and Stephen Pollard III. So 3 chasers in there. Automatically means Steve Pollard will not be able to leave this race as the points leader. Jake Williams, Jerry Shelley, Michael Hegdahl, Vito Corleone, Kyle Austin, Jake Smith, Nick Nauman, Austin Ogo, David Burden, and Henry Sanford is the top 10. Tony Hurd's back in 34th spot. So green flag back out now. Sorry about that. Kind of watching TV too. TV as well at this point. So Jake Williams has had a terrible season so far. Is 40th in the points entering this race. Well, now Jerry Shelley's looking underneath. Jerry could really use those 5 bonus points, but back to what I was saying, Jake Williams still looking for that first career win. Jerry Shelley trying for career win number 2. Here comes Michael Hegdahl. Which Dodge is going to lead at the stripe? It's Shelley with the 5 bonus points there. See, it's a 5-car breakaway a little bit here. Austin Ogo. Actually, no, might not have 5-car pack, but still, these 5 guys broke away a little bit there. Kyle Austin was trying to get underneath Hegdahl. So far, the battle for second is 3 wide here. Jake Smith going to the bottom. Eric Burden trying to follow as well as Daniel Day. And this is really 14 guys that are mainly up here. As here comes Daniel Day for second. David Burden needing a good run. Check back in. Tony Hurd up to 26. And David Burden maybe try and gain some points here today. He's underneath him. It's Dodge, Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, the top 4, and then add another Pontiac in the in 5th. How about that? All 4 manufacturers in the top 5. Okay, so now Daniel's going to get freight trained to the back of this line. David trying for the lead here. That's his friend there. Will the friend let him go? Not that time around, though. So David Burden now to the lead. Here comes Eric Burden. I don't think Eric's going to try and pass him here on this lap at least. At least I wouldn't know why. That's his brother that's leading. His brother's in the chase. He isn't. And car number 1 to the race lead is going to lead this lap. That's 5 bonus points for for David Byrne. And speaking of Eric, now he's going to the lead. As is once again Pontiac, or now it's Pontiac, Chevy, Pontiac, Ford, Chevy, the top 5. No Dodge there. It's Hegdahl and Jake Williams battling to be the top Dodge at the moment. So Charles Jackson now to 2nd. Devin Smith going to 3rd as Charles tries to chase down Eric Burden. Charles has had a rough season. He's put together some good runs here. He's got 3 top 5s now. He's not towards the bottom of the points, but he's still looking for that first career Coke Vanilla Cup Series win. Can it come here today? We're closing in on the halfway mark of this race. It's actually... the halfway mark is when they get across the back straightaway here. Here comes Charles Jackson, who's going to possibly lead at halfway. No, it was Eric Burden leading at halfway. But Charles Jackson's going to get credit for leading the lap. Drew Austin pits. He's moving over to RCR at the end of the season. 2 Pontiacs, wow. 2 Pontiacs pacing the field. It's Toby Jason now in 3rd, followed by his DEI teammate David Burden, who's trying to go for 4th. Jake Williams trying to get underneath David Burden, as Eric Burden goes for the race lead at the stripe. He's going to have it this time by about half a car length. So now Toby Jason's going to try and chase down the 10 car. David Byrne does a crossover on Jake Williams as Daniel Day goes underneath as well. Man, Daniel has had a rough stretch here in these chase races. He was the first person out at Richmond and then has fallen to like 24th or something in the standings. Yeah, I actually am keeping track of the standings other than just the chasers, so. Robert Pollard still maintains last place in the points. Okay, here comes Toby. He's underneath Charles Jackson now. Love this camera angle, really. Really do. Especially the shot it gives you going down the back straightaway. Here comes Daniel Day now underneath Charles Jackson. You get a flyby shot there. See the back end of the field that's tailed off. Tony Hurd's up to 22nd though. Let's check back in with your points leader. He's actually gone past Vitaly Nikolaev and Nick Nauman. I believe that's 20th now. Where's Gene running? 30th with no hood. Aaron Smith's in 26th. Austin Ogo currently runs 16th. Jeff James is out and Steve Pollard runs 31st. See if Tony gained any spots that time around. No, I don't think he did. But he is closing in on that number 20 on that number 27. That would be another 3 points for Tony. Sorry for keeping track more of 11th through 20th here in the standings. That's where your points leader is, though. Set to gain points on everyone except for Austin Ogo, and Austin actually loses a spot while Tony gains one. Robert Pollard could be in the way. Does he pit? Oh, he's going to be in the way here. Forces Eric Byrne to the top side. Here comes Allie Ann with a big boost of momentum. Up to third and able to get onto the inside line. And it does hurt as Toby Jason now is underneath them. So Toby Jason now grabs the race lead. He's looking for his first career win. So is Eric Byrne. So is Allie Ann. David Byrne actually got it on a wild card. He has a win. Just not in the chase. Jake Williams looking for his first career win. Next lap car would be Drew Austin. And Tony Hurd has gone past Austin Ogo for 18th spot. Here comes Eric Burden. Where's Drew Austin going to be? I think they'll catch up to him in turn number 3. He goes low. Eric's able to try and go high, but here comes Allie Ann low. And so once again, a lap car is going to cost Eric Byrne the lead. And that's just in this race. Tom Gerard's just in front of the race leaders. Tony Hurd and Austin Ogo both gained a spot on Time Pollard. Here comes David Burden as these guys try and maneuver their way around the lapped car of Tom Gerard, who is currently running in the 35th position. And he is on the lead lap. 3 wide around him. And David Burden to the race lead. So we only have a few more laps to go. That was the completion of lap 27. John Wilson would be the next lap car. He's on the back straightaway. Here comes Daniel Day for the race lead, trying for his second career win, and could it ever be more crucial for Daniel to have a good run, let alone an actual race win, even if he isn't in the chase. Tony's up to 16th now. He's actually in his own little bubble. He's got he's got a little over a second to make up over to get to Kyle Thomas, but he's got 3/10 of a second advantage over Austin Ogo. I don't think they'll catch up to John Wilson here. Although there's 4 laps to go. Tony up to 14th now. I'm going to go back here because I think there might end up being a battle. Tony's going to pit. Jake Williams pitted. Are these guys going to have to pit? The most crucial moment in this race. Who's going to have to pit? Who's going to be able to stay out? Eric Burns pitting. As they come to 2 to go. They'll get the white flag this time by, but it doesn't matter if Daniel Day does not have enough gas to make it around. He's not going to win. Looks like Jerry Shelley's going to hit pit road this time by. White flag is out. 1 lap to go for Daniel Day. As you're down to 19 cars on the lead lap. Tony's back in like 25th, 26th. Actually, he's still waiting for him to get across the line. 25th. Daniel Day not going to have to pit. And out of turn number 4, Daniel Day is going to grab his second career Coke Vanilla Cup Series win at Atlanta. He won at Lowe's earlier, so why not the sister track? Only 13 cars on the lead lap. Tony's going to end up 22nd. But there's your winner. Austin Ogo. Oh, well, now it's official. Ali Ann's going to end up being shown as retired. So 13 guys were able to make it around on fuel. Jerry Shelley, the last of them. Maybe he pitted. Well, Tony Hurd's going to keep the points lead. There's no way that Austin's going to make up 139 points there. So we only have 3 races left. And Tony Hurd's going to have an impressive points lead. I don't know exactly how many points, though. We'll have to wait and see. Congrats to Daniel Day. I actually haven't really gone through the field. Anyone down here, y'all had to make pit stops, so sorry for you. Sure shook it up. Tony Hurd on pace for a top 15. Ends up having to pit. He finishes 22nd. Will actually lose points. But that's your race from Atlanta. Daniel Day qualifies himself for the All-Star race next season. Yeah, actually he wasn't already in, so yeah. Qualifies himself in. And I'm trying to think of what the next track will be. It's Phoenix. So 3 races left. And we'll see if Daniel actually comes back out here real quick to go ahead and do some victory celebration. If he doesn't, here comes your point standings. This has been a production of the INORL Racing Uncontained. See you guys next time. We're getting close to the end of season 1. Daniel Day here to burn it down. He didn't get to burn it down the last time he won a race, so career win number 2. He's going to do it. He's going to do that. Here he goes.
They're down 24-16 area off 1-yard score. They also have been taken in for 2 points. We're tied at 24. Randy Bullock set up for the game left. Now keep in mind, they called a timeout on one day. Then he has one spot that they were offside. Then they missed, and they called timeout again. And then he scooped this one off the field goal. So with the 4th try, we still go to overtime. And NOT Texas get the ball first. Remember,
kind of looks like he can't determine whether or not he wants to do donuts or actually burnout. Nice stopping, though. And we'll see you guys next week.